Jeffrey,
Yes, dear.
you're going to cook for us.
Yes.
There are some specialties that you make, and so we're going to feature them.
Wow.
One of them is the best breakfast. You've always cooked the best breakfast for us, all growing up from the kids. We had the kids. It was Dad cooking Saturday breakfast.
Yep.
And scallops. You used to work on a scallop dragger.
That's true. Very true. So, living in Florida, we miss cold water shellfish and cold water fish as well. However, there's a new company called ButcherBox. My wife has found that company and on the internet, and she'll leave a link there for it. And you can get any number of good quality meats and seafoods and meats and so forth. One of the products that they have is sea scallops from George's Bank. I used to work on a scallop dragger out of Cape Cod, and we went out towards George's Banks to drag for shellfish, for scallops. So I know these are the real deal because the flavor is phenomenal, and that's the kind of flavor you get from deep water, cold water fish, shellfish in particular. So one of the things we like to do is wrap the scallops in bacon and broil them in the oven until they turn brown.
Yum.
And it's really doesn't take any expertise to do this, which is right up my alley, because by nature I'm not a chef, but I can usually put things together that taste good. So we have eaten these our entire life, and now here in Florida, they will send you a box of whatever you want once a month, and you can order. The prices vary with however much you get and all that kind of thing.
Right. And I think I even have a link. I'll put a little link in the description box, and you can I'll check, and I'll give you the information on the bottom. They really are good.
If anybody's worried about buying something on the internet, which we all are, especially some kind of food that's shipped via who knows what kind of delivery service, and we wondered the exact same thing. So if that's the first thought that comes to your mind, forget that thought. These people have got this down to a science. The box that they pack this stuff in is without a doubt, it is an impressive work of engineering as far as I'm concerned. It's got 1 inch thick insulation. It's doubled, the box is doubled. And then all your food is frozen, everything that's in there, and there's a bag of dry ice on top. So the first order that they sent, the delivery company, and I don't really know who it was, and I wouldn't mention him anyway because it was just an oversight. They left it at the house next door, out on their front steps. So my wife gets a confirmation that it had been delivered. So we weren't home, but our daughter-in-law was here, so there's no box here. She checked all around the house, and sometimes guys leave things in the garage, the front steps. You don't know where they're going to leave them. However, it was nowhere to be found. So when we got home, we started looking a little deeper and looked next door, and lo and behold, the box was sitting over there. Now, you think to yourself, well, it's 90 some odd degrees, it's really hot and all that. That stuff was so frozen. When we took it out of that dry ice, had the temperature down inside that box, it was fun. I couldn't believe it. I was very impressed. They spared no expense with that packaging. And again, to endorse them, that first box of food was phenomenal. The steaks that were in there and the bacon that they have, everything is as natural and organic as you can get it, without the preservatives and all the rest of it.
Grass-fed beef and so forth.
Yeah, the food just melted in our mouths. I mean, we were impressed with it, you know. And yes, it's a little bit more expensive than you get at the local discount grocery store, but it's far better quality. So there's really no comparison as far as that goes. So these scallops and the bacon that they send us is fantastic stuff. And you can see this is an 18 to 20 count, which is how scallops are graded. It takes 18 to 20 of them to make a pound. And they're in 1 pound packages, and we will get a meal out of this between the two of us. When you wrap these in bacon, there's a phenomenal amount of flavor going on, and it's very filling because there's no waste. It's all perfectly edible and a lot of protein, so it's very filling.
All right, so you're going to show us how to do it?
I'm going to show you how to do it.
All right.
It's not rocket science, but for you guys out there that really aren't good in the kitchen, you know, you're not really good cooks, and you like this, This is very easy to do. I suggest you do it for your wife some night. If she likes seafood, everybody likes bacon. I don't know anybody that doesn't like bacon. So seafood, sometimes people are allergic or this or that, and that's another thing in itself. But anyway, I'll show you how I do it and how it takes place and how long we leave it in the oven and so forth. And we will show you all of this. There's really no recipe to this. If you want to drink beer while you're doing it or have a glass of wine, knock yourself out because you really can't go wrong.
So what do you put the oven on to start with?
We're going to put the oven on high on a broil setting and leave the door partially open. And that way you can visually stand back, drink your beer or your wine, and watch them as they cook so that they don't overcook.
Okay.
It takes probably 20 minutes, probably 10 to 15 minutes aside. That all depends. Scallops cook very quickly. It all depends on how crispy you like your bacon.
Right.
So it's up to the consumer. But once they've been in there for a few minutes, they're cooked. Scallops are 100% meat.
And they don't overcook because the bacon keeps them wrapped.
Keeps them wrapped in that juice.
In a fat ball.
It does. It just encompasses the scallop, and all that fat and moisture stays in. If you overcook them, they'll be dry. Just like anything you overcook, it's going to be dry. So don't overcook them. Keep the door open and stand by and watch. That's what I do.
Ooh, I'm so excited.
Okay,
Ready?
here we go.
Okay.
Now, just as a side note, use one slice of bacon for 2 scallops. We tried the thick bacon, and that was a little too much. There was a little too much bacon there, a little too thick and too heavy. So the regular standard thin bacon is probably more suitable for this. As you can see, we put the scallops in a strainer and just to let the juice drip into the glass container. I've cut a strip of bacon in half. You can see the toothpicks, and it's very simple. Get a scallop. Now, you'll see that the grain of the scallop is vertical this way. Don't roll it this way and put the toothpick through it because it'll split it and it'll fall apart. It won't hold together. So you want to go with the grain. Just think of that as a little wheel on your car, and think of that as the tread. And if you just simply roll it up in a ball, take a toothpick and stick it straight through it. That's all there is. That's all there is to making bacon wrapped scallops right there.
Wow. Okay.
So we will put them all on a broiler pan and get them all laid out, and then they will go in the broiler in the oven with it on.
Okay, wait a minute. Show everybody what you do with the scallops.
Mm-hmm.
He's so precise. He puts the toothpick with the bacon into the little slot on the broiler pan.
This is your handle right here.
Yes.
So what you want to do is when you think these look brown enough for the first side, on side 1, then you want to just turn them upside down for side 2.
Right.
And it's very easy to do if you do that. They won't roll around and try to run away off your broiler pan. So that's how I do it. I'm just a creature of habit. So.
All right.
And you notice the scallops are different sizes. There's big ones and little ones, and that's how you know they're real scallops and not skate wings or some foolish, crazy thing like that that's been manufactured into a scallop. Because they used to do that years ago. I don't know if they do it anymore. But there you have it, just like that. Very simple. So that's how it's done. Now, if you get a real big scallop, you're going to have use a longer piece of bacon. And we've got some big ones in there. But everything tastes good with bacon. Okay, so that is the 1 pound bag of scallops wrapped in bacon, all rolled up, ready to go. Now we're gonna set the broiler on high and slide those in there and watch them cook.
They look good.
Very hearty. That's a lot of food.
Yep.
So
you don't have to have it preheated?
no, I don't. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It'll cook. It's faster if you want to preheat it, but I do things one thing at a time. So that's just me. I'm not in a rush.
Okay.
I have some cold beer.
Okay.
And in any case, these of course can be served as an appetizer for several people, because you can eat 2 or 3 of these and you're gonna probably be full.
Gonna put them in the oven?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
They'll be cooked, and the scallops will be cooked in about 10 or 15 minutes.
Nice.
Okay, so this is our first look at the scallops, and you can see that they're pretty golden brown on this side. Well, they're done a little bit more in the back because the heat in the oven is hotter in the back than it is in the front.
Right? Yeah, they look like they're...
So they're almost ready to turn. In fact, I think this section right here is ready to turn.
Okay.
So we're going to take them out for momentarily, set them on the stove. You can see you can turn them rather easily if you use the toothpicks. Oh, almost lost that one. As you can see, we're flipping them over. It's not a big deal. It's been maybe 15 minutes since we put them in. Of course, the oven had to get warmed up. So this side should go quicker. So maybe 10 minutes on this side.
Okay.
All right. Yummy.
They do look yummy. All right, 15 more minutes?
15 more, maybe 15, maybe 10.
All right.
Well, honey, look what I have made for you.
Ooh, looks good.
Mmm. Fresh out of the broiler, out of the oven.
Nice crisp. It smells good.
Nice golden brown.
Oh. Good. Really good.
Good.
Those scallops are delicious. And that bacon keeps them so nice and tender. Thank you so much.
You're entirely welcome.
Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please hit the subscribe button now and you'll be able to. It doesn't cost anything and it really does help us. We really appreciate all of you. Have a wonderful day. Buona giornata. Ciao.